going to check now with our weather with meteorologist Nate Larson. You know, that heat is coming this week. You've been talking about it. I'm not ready for it.
Yeah.
I would rather just stay in the AC all day, but we all got to work.
Or head up to the higher elevations. Hey, a crew from ABC4, our own Garrett Hodgson, one of our producers, went up to the western Uintas, captured some of the sights up there. Higher elevations, of course, a good 10-15 degrees cooler than what we see here in the valley. Boy, it's beautiful up in the western Uintas, our mountain areas. This is why we live here, right? All these gorgeous conditions. This river looks a lot cleaner than that Seine River we just showed in Paris. Yeah, certainly get that nice, crisp, clear water up in our high elevation, our alpine lakes. Not the case at Great Salt Lake. Nice algae bloom showing off some green colors, some hues there. Chris Williams flying the drone near the causeway at Antelope Island. Beautiful conditions, though. Nice to see a little more color out there. Nice to see some water by the causeway. I've been out where it's been dry several times on that stretch between the western portion of the Wasatch Front and Antelope Island. Black Desert Sky Camera showing off again. This is an image from the sundown that we saw. Beautiful conditions this evening. The image right now is just dark. That's why we show you a screenshot from earlier. Temperatures right now have cooled off as well. We're 10 degrees cooler than our daytime high today in Salt Lake, 89 degrees. Still very warm. Still hot in St. George, 96. Temperatures will relax a little bit overnight, closer to seasonal averages. But we're going to rebound sharply, as we mentioned, tomorrow with high heat warnings going into effect. So 99 was the high today in Salt Lake, 93 in Logan, about 4 degrees above our average high temperature, and about 4 degrees above the average high for St. George with that south flow that's been in place. 99 in Hanksville, 102 in Lake Powell. Blanding hit 93. These are the areas, much of the state, in fact, under these heat advisories you see shaded in orange. The pink areas, excessive heat warnings. Temperatures along the Wasatch Front, 100 to 104 on your Monday and Tuesday, with the peak heat on Tuesday, expecting to set new record highs, at least along areas of the Wasatch Front. Southern Utah temperatures up to 111 degrees. For areas you see lower Washington County, some of south central Utah included with the heat advisory. Temperatures up closer to 95, 100 degrees there. So certainly need to be mindful of those heat-related illnesses as temperatures are going to be trending close to 10 degrees above normal by Tuesday. Here's the reason why. High pressure just to the southeast of us shifts a little bit further west, retrogrades, scoops up additional heat and eventually some more moisture as it situates itself over the southern half of the Beehive State. Record high temperatures on Tuesday expected with peak heat. Storm system to the north of us ends up breaking down the ridge a little bit by Wednesday. Thursday should help ease some of the temperatures across the north, with high pressure generally staying in control. And as it continues to meander across the desert southwest, it'll eventually scoop up more moisture from the Gulf, and we'll continue to see a chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms even approaching the northern part of the state towards the end of the week. So Monday's forecast, some isolated to scattered shower potential across much of the region. Not expecting much, if anything, maybe late in the day or evening hours across the northern area. But much of our active shower and thunderstorm activity is expected to be across southern Utah, eastern portions of the state where we still have possible flash flood potential. On Tuesday, more of the same, kind of a wash, rinse, and repeat. The high heat continuing up north. Chance of a few isolated storms across our higher elevations, mainly east of I-15, across mainly central and southern Utah yet again as well. And we'll continue to see that until the end of the week when we start to see a slight chance or an uptick in some isolated potential for the Wasatch Front by, looks like Friday, Saturday into your weekend. Highs then tomorrow, 101 for Salt Lake City. Not a record high. 108 in St. George. Not a record either, but we should have record high temperatures by Tuesday along northern Utah. We'll be within a degree of record highs in St. George with a slight chance of storms. 110 is the record high. 105 on Wednesday. Relaxing just a little bit with those daytime highs, but still staying very hot. 102 is the average high still for St. George. We'll see a slight chance of moisture throughout much of this week across areas of southern Utah, but for St. George, slight chance returning Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Temperatures again hovering close to seasonal averages. For the Wasatch Front, that slight chance tomorrow, mainly late in the evening. Record high temperature of 104 on Tuesday, 100 still on Wednesday. Temperatures in the mid to upper 90s on Thursday. Partly cloudy skies. We'll stay near 98 on Friday, so a hot one still with a slight chance of storms. And isolated moisture moving in Saturday, Sunday with those dropping temperatures. 93 on Sunday. That feels kind of cool, at least right now. Jordan?